Alrighty, so first of all, for this week's reading, one thing that I found shocking was just how intertwined public and nonprofit administration is to one another, which I guess makes sense on reflection as this is all in one course. In particular, I found it surprising how much government policy directly affects the funding of nonprofits. Like, I didn't realize how much, for instance, potential the 2017 federal tax law had an effect on how much people were able to give charitably each year and how much that contributed to kind of an inequality of giving, where in the aggregate, there's more giving to charities. But on a person by person basis, there's less giving from individuals and more giving from a few individuals in general. I didn't realize how much government policy could have an effect on something like that. And then I guess it basically shocked me mostly because I just had never really given that much thought to how much nonprofits and public administration are intertwined. And I never really had quite realized the full range of what counts as a nonprofit. Like, I didn't realize that technically a library was a nonprofit, but now that I know that, seeing that government and nonprofits are intertwined makes a lot more sense, especially as they provide similar needs to the public. The only nonprofits I've really volunteered for would, number one, be my local school for a local competition we have there called Battle of the Books, where basically you have different teams that all read up on the same about 6 books, and then they enter a quiz bowl where they compete against one another to answer different questions from those books, and whoever has the most points wins, of course. And I volunteered there to sell concessions, which overall I enjoyed. I also, for a few years, participated as well. And then the other place I volunteered was for the local public library, where I volunteered as a reading buddy for people just starting out reading, and I found that to be a pretty satisfying and rewarding thing to do. And yeah, and then I suppose I probably do see myself as being active in the nonprofit sector after graduation. If nothing else, then I hope to return to working in libraries, which of course are a nonprofit. And yeah, and I also just think that nonprofits like libraries are really important, and I'm drawn to them because I see them as a way for communities to come together and as a potential point where you can access, much needed resources, not only information and different skill learning, but basic needs too. The library of things is a new thing becoming more common in libraries where you can check out, materials that you could use to better your own life, but things that you might not need to always have around. And yeah, so I suppose that is about it.